From its beginning in 1937, Tennessee state parks were established to protect and promote the unique natural, cultural, and historic resources of Tennessee. Tennessee state parks contribute to stronger communities and healthier citizens across the state through diverse resource-based recreation, while conserving the natural environment for today and tomorrow, preserving authentic Tennessee places and spaces for future generations to enjoy. The public interest has also been served by a variety of benefits produced by state parks for citizens and communities, including the creation of jobs and economic development, while also improving health and welfare in the region. Tennessee state parks have a significant impact on Tennessee's economy while having both direct and indirect employment in many rural areas where jobs are needed most, and options for significant private sector investment and growth may be limited. State parks are often a top employer in counties where we operate resort parks, including being the leading employer in Van Buren County, home of Fall Creek Falls. Along with sustaining an area's employment base, local governments also count on the economic activity we generate, not to mention the tax revenue we collect and remit to support local services. State parks annually collect more than $2.5 million in state and local sales taxes, and we also collect more than $650,000 in occupancy taxes that are sent directly to local governments. In 2009, the University of Tennessee estimated the economic impact of state parks resulted in over $725.2 million in direct expenditures by state park visitors, supporting almost 12,000 jobs across Tennessee. For every direct dollar spent, an additional $1.11 of economic activity was generated in the state, resulting in more than $1.5 billion in total industry output. The UT study calculated that every general fund taxpayer dollar spent on state parks created $17 of direct expenditures and more than $35 of combined direct, indirect, and induced expenditures. Tennessee state parks improve Tennessee's economic well-being by increasing the state's attractiveness to outside industries, retirees, and people seeking to relocate in areas rich in natural amenities. Recent tourist data indicates that national and state parks are the fourth highest favored visitor destination and activity. We estimate that about 30% of our overnight visitors are out-of-state tourists bringing their dollars into Tennessee. Most Tennesseans live within 1 hour of at least one state park, so many of our parks are locations for a day outing to enjoy the outdoors and participate in recreational activities ranging from bird watching to rigorous hiking. Our parks welcome school buses full of students participating in middle school running events or envirothon learning competitions, or provide a day on a boat, the golf course, or with family for Sunday brunch. Millions of visitors come from near and far to enjoy a diverse array of outdoor recreational activities and unique cultural experiences. In addition to our day-use customers, parks serve as an affordable vacation option for families from in-state and out-of-state. Our inns, cabins, and campgrounds generated more than 350,000 rental nights last year. We're currently involved in a multi-million-dollar investment in 9 of our highest volume state park campgrounds, as overnight camping is our fastest growing and most affordable accommodation for visitors and families. Our locations and natural settings are our greatest draw and asset. As individuals and families seek historical and cultural attractions, eco-travel, and adventure tourism experiences, Tennessee state parks are uniquely positioned to meet this segment of the tourism market. As stewards of the resources in our parks, we seek to manage Tennessee state parks in order to preserve and protect valued natural and cultural resources and to provide a balance of services and benefits for the enjoyment of the people. Working with a variety of partners in the public and private sector and at local, state, and federal levels, state parks will continue to be a significant economic engine for and major contributor to rural communities in Tennessee. One example of this partnership is the construction of environmentally friendly green cabins at Montgomery Bell in Dickson County and David Crockett in Lawrenceburg.
A brisk autumn breeze blows little puffs of chimney smoke up into a clear blue sky. Bright sunshine sends warm rays through the perfectly placed windows of this new vacation villa. A cozy cabin created to use what Mother Nature has given us while being careful and mindful not to take more than we need.
We only have one Earth, and we need to conserve all of our natural resources to the best of our ability.
Each villa has a 450-foot well to capture the energy of the earth for heating and cooling. It also reduces noise and pollution. Geothermal technology is not only considered the most efficient, but in the long run, one of the most inexpensive.
And they're going to save 40 to 60% on their utility costs.
While the state takes a very big step with a light footprint at Montgomery Bell, up at Davy Crockett State Park, environmental specialists are taking a huge step, building cabins that are 80% self-sustainable. Vacation villas that will receive a certification from the U.S. Green Building Council, making them LEED Silver certified. It stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design.
We're going to say that it's going to be green, and it will be green because we've had documentation showing that it is green.
But before any papers are signed or certifications given, there is much work to be done.
15 to 20% less lumber to build these houses. As we reduce the amount of lumber that we use to build a building, we also reduce the number of trees that we have to cut by 20%.
We want to make the change, start a new revolution, and preserve all that nature has given us, we want to give back, and instead of keep taking and taking and taking away.
As a Dickson County physics teacher brings her high school students here to investigate possible green careers, others bring young children so they can see for themselves how Tennessee forged a new trail for their future.
I'm hoping that these cabins will be here 170 years from now because of the way they were constructed.
And for every little bit we save, we pass it forward. I'm Annette Noel Hall on Tennessee's Wild Side.
Reelfoot Lake, located near Tiptonville in the upper northwest corner of Tennessee, will also soon have new cabins and a renovated visitor center. Building on the success and popularity of new cabins at David Crockett and Montgomery Bell, new environmentally friendly cabins utilizing geothermal systems are underway lakeside and landside at Fall Creek Falls, and new cabins are also on the drawing board for Pickwick Landing in Hardin County. Another good partnership example is the conservation of Cummins Falls along Blackburn Fork River in Jackson County.
Towering high above the Blackburn Fork State Scenic River, tree-lined rock bluffs form a protective fortress. Shaped by the water's persistent passage, these steep canyon walls can both humble and inspire.
It's definitely a lesson in scale because suddenly you're a lot smaller.
Right now it's wild. It looks like it has for hundreds of thousands of years. The idea is to keep it this way.
It's an impressive view, but just a precursor to what will come. A short walk along the river, followed by a hike through a massive field of boulders, brings Kathleen and Mark to their destination, Cummins Falls. At 75 feet tall, it's the 8th largest waterfall in the state in volume of water.
The beauty of this place is really unrivaled. You can travel the world and see beautiful places, but these are great places right here in our backyard.
It's not very far from the hustle and bustle of my home in Nashville to get here. And when you get here, it feels like you're in the middle of the wilderness.
Today, this remarkable place, ranked as one of the top 10 swimming holes in the United States, is protected and accessible to all people as a Tennessee state park. Rocky Fork in Unicoi County is another success story.
Busy people making their way between North Carolina and Tennessee rarely have time to look to the side at land they pass.
It's a gem that a lot of people don't know about because it's been in private ownership for so long.
Straddling Unicoi and Greene counties, this is Rocky Fork.
This was a 10,000-acre tract, far too important from an environmental standpoint, a natural resource standpoint, to allow it to be turned into just another gated communities. This is the land where my father grew up hunting and fishing, his father before him, and I've known most of my life how important the Rocky Fork watershed is from an ecological and natural resource standpoint. You have miles and miles of native brook trout streams, waterfalls. There are waterfalls that we haven't even found yet.
Today, Rocky Fork is one of the newest Tennessee state parks, offering world-class trout fishing and a tie-in to the Appalachian Trail. State Parks is aware of the critical role we play in supporting, sustaining, and enhancing the economy and quality of life in rural Tennessee. We are proud to be stewards of our rich natural heritage, and we are excited about the future of state parks and how we will continue to be major contributors to thriving rural communities across Tennessee.